Welcome, Aries. This is for you guys. You're up. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for February 2023. I felt the stress as soon as I started shuffling cards for you guys. So I'm feeling a little bit of stress coming from you guys. I'm doing things a little bit differently this month. I brought my little magnet ball out to see, you can ask a question in the beginning of the video and we'll see what that answer is with the ball. And we are going to ask two questions, the past, present, and future. And that is, what isn't making me feel good and what is making me feel good, right? What am I doing that made me feel good, made me feel badly or not good in the past? And then what made me feel good in the past, or what could I have done in the past that would have made me feel good? And we're going to do that for the present and the future as well. So we are using the energy deck here and the past life deck for what wasn't making you feel well. And then we're using these two, the animal deck and the crystal angels deck for what is making me feel good. And we're going to do clarifiers with the Rider-Waite Mini as well. So let's see how it goes for you guys. Take a deep breath, okay? And one of these candles already blew out for you. Let's see if I can get that to light again. So while I'm doing this, think of a question that you want answered, and I'm going to swing my little magnetic ball there and see what answer comes up for you. Let's see if I can get this wick to light again. I don't know if it will, but that's okay. Nope, this one doesn't want to light. Let's see, I have another one back here. Maybe this one will light. That one's just been used already, so it's not fully there. Let's see if this one's better. Yes. Okay, let's start over, Aries. All right, so did you think of your question? All right, whatever your question is, I'm going to pull the ball now. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising for February 2023. What is the answer to their question? I believe it's finished. It says, play it safe. So that is the answer to your question, Aries. So let's get right into this. I'm going to push these over like this. I'm going to shuffle a little bit differently than I shuffled yesterday, just because I don't want so many cards coming out. I'm trying to get one card for each deck. So the first energy is in the past, present, and future. What is not making you feel good? It's like, why don't I feel good? Why don't I feel good? This is for Aries, February 2023. Remember, this is a general reading, and if you want some more specific information or read with me, my information is at twinflames3344.com, and the details may be below as well. And if you like the video, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And I so appreciate any help that you give me, and thank you for spending your time. So here we go for why do I not feel good? This is for Aries, February 2023. And for the past, we have patience. For the present, we have the thinking woman. And for the future, we have the 6th chakra archangel Metatron and the number 40, which is the Page of Cups. This is the 47 is the 7 of Cups, and then this is 16, which is the Tower. And the underlying energy here is 3rd chakra archangel Shemuel. So the solar plexus energy, your confidence. The 37 is the King of Cups and unconditional love as well. So, and before we get started into what isn't making you feel good, let's deal the other deck as well. So this is the past life deck from Brian Weiss. So let's see from your past lives, some energies may be coming up here as well to explain why you're not feeling good in the past, the present, and the future. Take a deep breath. And remember, we're building up to the full moon right now. And in my other messages I was getting today, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th would be big days for purging. So maybe there's something you need to release. And you always feel better after a good cry anyway. It's a reset, just like sleeping at night. All right, so for Aries. Aries. Aries, Aries, Aries. For February 2023, what's not making you feel good? Past, present, and future. Okay, so the first card out is transportation. And we specifically have a train here, and it's crossing a bridge. And this is for the past. And what's not making you feel good in the present is Atlantis reversed. So maybe you want to go back to Atlantis. So what wasn't making you feel good is not this, it's this. So perhaps you would like Atlantis to be restored. And then in the future, what's not making you feel good? Imprisonment or slavery. So that's obvious why you wouldn't want that to be in your life. All right. And then the bottom of the deck here is a lack of forgiveness. Okay. So there needs to be more forgiveness in your life. Okay. There's a lack of phobias there too, or getting over phobias. And then a need for forgiveness. Okay. So first, in the past, you guys have these two not making you feel good. So you may have a past life history regarding transportation, which may give you a fear of some kinds of transportation. We do have the train here, and this train also brings up a safe place, like a safe, and also Thomas the Tank Engine may come up here for some, perhaps a childhood issue. There's this also this energy of staying in your own lane here to cross over the bridge. It's not safe. If you don't stay in your own lane, you may fall off the bridge over here. So in the recent past, maybe you had to travel too much and that wasn't making you feel good. So you need to listen to your body more about what does and doesn't feel good. And again, patience. And this is about feeling like your liberties are taken away from you, that you have nothing but time on your hands. You know, your wings are not extended, they're down. Perhaps you're feeling like your wings were clipped by having to travel so much. And these things weren't making you feel good. Perhaps you graduated, but then you couldn't follow through on the plans that you made for when you graduated because of restrictions the past couple of years. This has to do with sudden events too with the Tower, or perhaps drama in your life, or that other people wanted you to achieve something that wasn't what you really wanted for yourself, and now that you have achieved those honors, it's not making you happy. Or the need to be patient for somebody else to catch up. And there's the train trying to catch up. And the train may be at the station here. For some of you, you may have an issue with 9/11 from the past. Maybe you experienced 9/11 personally. Maybe you were there or know someone who you lost. So there may be those energies coming up. And maybe you didn't realize those energies were coming up and you were not feeling good. Maybe you were at a certain place and you weren't feeling good. And you're thinking, why am I not feeling good? I was in a great mood just a minute ago. And it may have to do with 9/11. There may be past life train issues. Think of all the people who may have died in building the trains across the country. So just feel into those energies and see what might come up for you. And remember, there's a need for forgiveness here. Perhaps you feel like it's like being patient, waiting for someone to get to you, as opposed to you going to them. In the present moment, what's not making you feel good is the 47 of the 7 of Cups, which is having lots of choices. Perhaps you're seeing lots of synchronicities, or you have too many options and it's confusing. This has to do with the thinking woman, perhaps needing to pursue a job or a career, your freedom. Maybe you need to do a lot of studying or reading, or maybe you're expected to be the intellectual person and it's not making you feel happy. Others are expecting you to go out and work. Maybe you don't want to work. And then here's perhaps a connection to Atlantis here, where maybe life was very different back then and you're still remembering those feelings and you want to get that back. You want to go back home. It's like, I don't want to live this life. I want to live this life. Actually, there was an Atlantis wound that was coming up for me yesterday for the collective. That those of you who were present at the destruction of Atlantis may have a great fear right now that the same thing will happen, even though you have a knowing that that's not what's happening now. But you may have this wound, which is causing you to actually have fear about the end of the world right now, even though you know that's not true. So that could be coming up for some of you. Oh, there's some big wounding coming up for you, Aries. 9/11 and the end of Atlantis, that's pretty huge. You may not be happy because you maybe have a daughter who's very independent, very intellectual, and maybe she's going off on her own and you won't be around her anymore. Maybe, and again, that could be a fear about the two of you. Maybe you were together in Atlantis, and maybe it was terrible because you ended maybe being parted in Atlantis, and it's reminding you of that. So the end of Atlantis is making you not feel good. And again, the thinking woman, the whole thing about the ascension is falling more into your heart space and not relying so much on your brain and your intellectual capacity. And again, here's this energy of arriving, graduating, and just to have your freedoms taken away from you. And now, your train came in over here, you crossed the bridge, and now you have to go out and pursue something, but now that's no longer what you want to do. And then in the future here, what's not making you happy, or wasn't making you feel good, maybe you're literally feeling badly within your body, you have Archangel Metatron, which is the 6th chakra, and look how intense that energy is spiritually. It's very awakened. It's the 40 of the Page of Cups, which is the most innocent, pure love in the deck. And then you have imprisonment or slavery next to it. How can you have this expansive energy? Just think of how huge this energy is and how much space it takes up just to be confined in a prison or some kind of enslavement here, or you may feel that you're in a prison. It's like, how can I have all of this power and then this rock keeps falling down? She's getting the Rock of Gibraltar too. Actually Shasta may be coming up for you there. And you see the divide? I was just getting the parting of the Red Sea too. Yours is pretty intense there as to why you're getting a lot of past life stuff coming up, and you may have no idea why you're not feeling good. So let's see why you are feeling, or what will make you feel good. So what is it that you're not doing right now that would make you feel good? What is it that you did in the past that made you feel good? And what is it that you could have done in the past that would have made you feel good? And then again for the present and the future. This is for Aries, February 2023. Aries, February 2023. Aries, February 2023. And notice, I want you to notice these two cards next to each other too. All right, the past and the future. Wings down in the past, wings up in the future. But you will not be happy if this energy is imprisoned. Whether this is you, or this could be you coming together with a partner as well, or this could be you becoming this energy over here. And this is definitely a towering energy. So Statue of Liberty, the 9/11 energy is coming up with that. And the feminine energy, and this is more of a masculine innocence over here. Doesn't matter if you're masculine or feminine, because we each have a masculine and feminine side. So you might want to tap into each of those energies. All right, so this is for Aries, February 2023. What makes you feel good in the past, present, and future? What makes you feel good? All right, so for the past, we have the 9 of Summer, the Pomeranian dog, and it says, now's the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how this will happen. Just give gratitude to God for all that you have and all that's still yet to come. So again, basically assuming everything you want, you already have, or just having gratitude for what you have now to get out of your way to manifest for the future. So this is what made you feel good in the past, or would have made you feel good in the past. Would have been to know that now is the time when your dreams come true. Don't worry about how it will happen. Just give gratitude that you know it is made manifest already for all that you have done and all that is still yet to come. Okay. And then in the present moment is the 10 of Summer, the prairie dog. I notice you have the same kind of teal blue color coming up here. So what makes you feel, so maybe that color is good for you as well. It's time to express your love and appreciation for family, be it relatives or a chosen family of close friends. Congratulations may be in order on a happy, fulfilling marriage, as well as raising happy, balanced children. So this is what's making you happy. So it's talking very much about appreciation for family here. So that's very obvious and a beautiful energy there. And in the future, what makes you happy is the King of Spring, inspiring, dramatic, ambitious, and wise. The Katanga Lion. Now's your moment to step up to a leadership role. Don't back away from the spotlight, as your plans will be successful so long as you stay focused upon the big picture. And there's a little birdie in the tree too. I don't know if you can see it real well. Let me see if I could focus this a little bit better. Okay. So it looks like you want to take a leadership role in the future, right? So happiness was knowing, was learning to appreciate what you had at the moment. And in the present moment, you're really feeling good about energies with family. And then in the future, it's going to be a leadership position. The bottom of this deck is the Dreamer. And I'm getting the Muppets, the lovers, the dreamers, and me. So the shepherd puppy, he's crossing bridges. Notice the train was crossing a bridge, and here now is the puppy crossing the bridge, which already happened. Both of them already happened in the past. You are starting a new adventure. Run free and take a leap of faith. What was under this for you? And again, there was a trustworthy person or relationship had entered your life. You may receive wise and compassionate advice from someone who speaks directly from the heart. So you may have gotten some good advice to help you dream more. And you crossed that bridge. Maybe you kept saying, I'll cross that bridge when you come to it. And then, but you did, you crossed the bridge. So that was done. Like you learned to change perhaps even your perspective, your way of thinking about things. And there may have been forgiveness that came through as well. And then we have the crystal gems also. What makes you feel good? So here in the future, it looks like staying in your psychic abilities may make you feel imprisoned, because you may be being called to use them in the outside world. Maybe spend a lot of time working on developing your psychic abilities or awakening, and now it's time in the future, unless you go out and use them in leadership positions, it may make you feel imprisoned. So, and here you have the lion and talking to this little birdie over here in the tree. And remember to take a step back, not to just look at the little birdie in the tree, but take a step back and see the whole picture, because the picture may look very differently when you take a step back. It may not just be all about the little bird. All right, so for Aries, February 2023. February 2023. What makes you feel good, past, present, and future? Aries, February 2023. What makes you feel good, past, present, and future? Okay. And these are gems too, so the stones may be energies to help you. So we have azurite, deep emotional healings for the past. Your heart is ready to heal from past experiences, and you're willing to devote time and energy toward therapeutic care. So again, you may have been working on yourself recently in the past, which made you feel good, and perhaps the stone azurite might have made you feel better. I don't know a whole lot about this stone, but you can look it up. Okay, and then in the present moment, what's making you feel good is topaz and forgiveness that heals. So you may have been dealing with working on yourself and healing and forgiving. It's time to release repressed anger as it's blocking your health and happiness, which I told you a lot of frustration was coming up, and we're building up to a full moon right now. So the reason you may be feeling that is because of this energy over here, of this need to be independent, or losing someone who's very independent, someone you may have had a past life very close relationship with back in Atlantis, or the fear of losing them again because the same thing will happen. But this is forgiveness healing you, which makes you feel really good. It's time to release all that anger that's blocking your health and happiness. And this is what you're doing now that's going to make you feel good. And this, you're doing this through really enjoying your family, which, you know, what a wonderful thing to do right now. And then in the future, and don't forget topaz is helping you right now. So if you have some topaz around, you know, go grab it. You might want to put it in your pocket or wear it. And in the future, you have gold, divine intervention. God sends miracles to answer sincere prayers. So it looks like you've been working on your meditation or psychic abilities, and that gold's going to help you in the future to wear it, but also to focus on that Christ consciousness, which is considered that golden white light. And you are, you know, you're counting on yourself more now to answer your own questions with divine intervention, understanding how to tap into your higher self, how to connect with Source. God sends miracles to answer sincere prayers. So either you may be doing that for yourself or stepping up into a leadership role and actually doing that for others to help them connect to their divine intervention. So this is very spiritual here. But you're being called to bring your spirituality or your abilities out to the public to help others. Otherwise, you may feel very imprisoned by just still working on your own abilities. And the bottom of the deck is amethyst. So gold, amethyst, and topaz are coming up for you right now. And amethyst says revealing your true self. This is the underlying energy. As you allow others to know the real you, so again, maybe stepping out into a whole new role that other people aren't used to seeing you as, you will feel loved for who you truly are. Okay, so you have the dreamer and that right here, which is so different from this traditional role of what was expected of you, you know, to go to school and graduate, to travel perhaps, to get an education. Wasn't making you feel good, or somebody else doing that, being independent, being the thinking woman, or perhaps maybe you're a working mother or a working single mother, whatever it may have been for you, or father, can be either one. But again, I want you to feel into those past lives, because you have a lot of big stuff in the past life here. Imprisonment or slavery, feeling trapped by your spiritual abilities because you would have been hung, or, you know, or your head chopped off or something, or burned at the stake back in the day. And then again, the end of Atlantis, it looks like you may have experienced that and you're afraid it's happening again. And again, the energy with crossing bridges. But you cross the bridge now. You're afraid to cross the bridge because you have fallen off bridges before. Or a train may have gone across a bridge that collapsed. And I know that's coming up right now because I was getting a message yesterday or this morning, I can't remember when it was exactly, about cracks in bridges. And I was actually looking up the relationship, well, like if there was any news, like currently, about bridges that collapsed. So there's something there in your past that is a big wound. And it can even have to do with 9/11 or New York, not being able to get there in time to save somebody. You may have a big wound about that. But again, you've gotten through this big obstacle of crossing a bridge that you had a really hard time getting over, and you did it. And it had to do with forgiveness, whether it's yourself or others. And now just totally appreciating spending time with your family, not so much work, but family. And not worrying so much about a child who may be not living close to you anymore, because Atlantis is not going to collapse like it did before. All right, the energy has already been won right now. We're ascending to a much more beautiful place. So no need to worry about that, no need to stress. And if you're feeling stress right now as we build up to the full moon, it is a time to be purging out these energies. So just let it go. If you need to cry, get it out and just come right back into enjoying your family. And again, because soon you're going to be heading into a leadership position to help others. And again, gold may be helpful for you. Or just visualizing yourself in that golden white light on a regular basis. And again, maybe not even just focusing on white, but to bring gold into it. You literally may want to bring that gold color in here. And purple was being used over here. We have compassion here with the topaz, with the pinks. And this is much more about your own psychic abilities. And again, in reinforcing that you're being pushed into the public to use your abilities. All right, let's use the Rider-Waite Mini now to see what else may be coming up for you. Okay. And before, where you weren't so confident in your abilities too, this could be where you're really super confident now in your abilities. Because that's a really potent card, that Metatron card there. You're ready to spread your wings. And if you don't, you're going to feel imprisoned. And that may just be bringing up wounds, because when you did spread your wings in past lives, you may have been killed for it. So if you're feeling it, just go with it. Allow the feeling, love it, allow it to pass through, and that you know it's okay. It's time for you to go again. Go out and share your abilities and gifts with the public. And maybe it's just online even. It doesn't have. It can be whatever you want it to be. Whatever your abilities or how they're meant to be used. That's only something you would know. Okay. So don't worry about the way I phrase it. Follow your own knowing. All right. So just some clarifiers for the past. Can you please clarify in the past why something was making Aries feel not good? Okay, maybe you're being too defensive here, feeling like this is really good if you're standing up for yourself without being defensive. But being Aries, I know you may have felt defensive, right? Because Aries jump in head first without thinking, right? It depends how much Aries is in your chart and where it's placed and all that kind of stuff. But you are a fire sign, and fire signs tend to want to act. And Aries is the first sign. They talk about Aries being on the front line as the soldiers on the front lines, because they're not afraid to jump in, which is, there's always good and negative sides to everything, right? So if you act quickly as a first responder, that's great, right? Because they need you to jump right in. But in other situations where you may need to step back or take your time and perhaps make a plan or think about it first, maybe that might have gotten you into trouble. So this is also ending conflict or in a never-ending battle of needing to stand up for yourself, or again, jumping right in, or perhaps even insinuating yourself in a group situation that you didn't need to be in. Maybe they needed to work it out between them, and you felt like you needed to participate, and it didn't make you feel good. And that might have been with the family. And then the flame just went out on that. So that may be done, okay? And the Ten of Cups is also the end of a cycle. So what made you feel good in the past, or what would have? Letting go of the battles. This is dumping your burdens, your responsibilities, perhaps dumping multiple loads you were carrying. This could be a confession as well, to get it off, the weight off your shoulders. There you go. This is surrender. This is so surrender. This is dumping it all. It's like you dumped a huge, huge weight that you've been carrying for a long, long time, even maybe 19 years. And it made you feel really good. Okay, presently, what wasn't making you feel good? A split, a divide, lying, or the need for more information or clarity, always needing to know more. Perhaps somebody was being in this energy of a split or a lie, or the need for knowledge, maybe pulling in the wrong kind of energy for you. It might have been, right? Because this is the liar, cheater, thief, and this can also be pulling in runaways. This can also be a PI that was hired to collect information, but it could have been someone stealing information too. or just getting to a point where it was good before to get more information, now it's no longer serving you, right? Where maybe before it was good for you to research your past lives and stuff, but maybe that's not where you need to put your energies anymore, so it's no longer making you feel good. But there may have been a split, or that somebody, either you or somebody else, split from your circumstance, or were divided about something, about going somewhere, about going back to school perhaps. But being afraid that something would just get taken away again. The need for the truth. And that can be, in a way, need for justice too, right? Because if you need the full truth, it's preventing you from living. It's like holding you up until you know all the facts. But at the same time, it was coming up in the past that you were jumping in too quickly. And here maybe you're waiting too long, and finding a happy medium and learning how to enjoy your family in that respect. Like when to jump in, when not to jump in, right? When maybe you've learned to let your kids work it out themselves without being the mediator, right? Teaching them how to do it on their own without you. That could be coming up as well. And what's making you feel good right now? All this is coming up. Being strong, perhaps your pet, taming your inner beast. But again, there's very family-oriented energies here. This is letting go, no longer being Scroogey or holding on to something, holding on to a past thing that you had with somebody. Here's letting go. Perhaps you're fixing up the house, or perhaps being willing to spend a little or spend more time making amends with someone. And then we have the Empress, treating yourself like an Empress. Very abundant, very Venus energy. Maybe someone's pregnant. Or just enjoying being in that abundant energy with children. Okay, children, pets, family. There doesn't seem to be a masculine energy here, but there's a lot of Leo. So maybe you're surrounded with kids, or you're a teacher, or you work with kids, or maybe you're a grandmom, just really enjoying spending time with your grandkids. And then in the future for Aries, February 2023, what is not going to be making you feel good? When the wheel is slow, right? Slowed down, that things aren't going in your favor. This also could be Libra energy, or somebody with Libra in their chart, not necessarily a sun sign Libra. But this is about when things are slow, right? Aries likes fast-paced things, right? You like to go, go, go. And when things are slow, you need to, slow your roll. Be more patient. And you do have patience over here in the past. And then there's a death card here, which doesn't mean necessarily there's a death. It can be any kind of transformation. This can actually represent the dark night of the masculine coming in, no longer putting up with what other people's expectations of them are, and walking right over those people. Now, this could be some tough love. I love you, but get out of my way. You cannot stop me from being who I am. I don't care what your religious person says. I don't care what my children say. No one is going to stop me now from my appointed rounds. What it is my mission to do. Okay? So maybe slow getting started on your new mission. You may have obstacles in front of you, whether it's people or things, but you are going to get it going. And actually, somebody else had a little bit of that yesterday, about that it may be slow going at first, but don't worry, you don't have to have everything perfect in the beginning, and you just tweak it as you go. I think it was Aquarius. So I don't know if that's something you're doing with Aquarius. And then we have the moon here too. So the full moon's coming up around the 5th. As you're approaching that energy, there may be some big transformation. Even though it's slow getting started here, there's big transfer. Even though you don't feel like there's big changes, because it's not physical, like Aries would feel very satisfied about, there is big change here with this full moon. And to just let it all go. This imprisonment energy that's, making you feel trapped, to explode. Maybe you're changing the way you react to things, whereas maybe you might have exploded before. Maybe you might have taken it out on somebody before. And instead now just having a good cry and letting your emotions out. or going and howling at the moon with a friend, joining in perhaps with 2 others. Maybe you're a girl who joins with the guys, you know, who like to go out and howl at the moon, or perhaps go have a game, like to release all your energies or go work out. Or just scream at the moon, but don't scream at other people. And there's also Scorpio and Cancer upright here, Libra reversed. I said there's a lot of Leo here. We have Taurus here as well. And it's all fire in the past. So you're taming your fire going forward. And then we have what makes you feel good in the future. What makes Aries feel good in the future? Work. Alignment. This could be very creative work. Maybe getting your ducks in a row. This can be awards or notches on your belt type of thing when it comes to education. Maybe there's something you're going to get certified in. And this is dumping the daily routine, right? Instead of this old balancing act, what's making you feel good is no more of the same over and over and over again. Breaking patterns, breaking the act, breaking the facade, perhaps breaking up a partnership that wasn't working, and just enjoying a really happy family. Maybe you're working at home instead of going to work. But again, you're bringing your spiritual gifts into your work and breaking patterns, especially with the family here. Going for the gold. Again, God sends miracles to answer sincere prayers. So know that don't make yourself separate from God, Source, Creator, Love. You are asking for assistance. You know, speak as an equal. You are an aspect of Source. You have many powerful gifts that apparently you're very aware of. And it looks like you may be bringing them to your family as well. There's a lot more earth energy here, right? So it's all fire back there. And then you have a lot of water coming up here too as well. And here's a lot of fire too with Leo, and a little bit of earth and some air that you need to let go of. And that has to do with thoughts and words, and perhaps the way you're thinking, and transforming that fiery defensiveness in your thoughts to tweak it into more emotional, love-based energies, and being very grounded. Oh, I forgot, grounding was really important coming into your read. So remember to ground, ground, ground. Grounding stones. I was being called to tiger's eye and turquoise. And jade, I think, was coming up as well. They were all really grounding type stones, really earthy energies. So that might be something that will help you. Okay. And then from this really happy family place, then implementing a new plan, right? Whereas before back here, you couldn't implement your plan, and now you can from this place. And then the injustice in the underlying energy has gone away, okay? This is really yucky energy here. Something not fair. This could be a big manipulation right here. And this is Gemini and Libra energies. This could be Virgo and Aries as well. But a really manipulative or insecure energies, or not having the tools, and it just wasn't fair. And this is all the energies, you know, post-war here, or post-virus, in a really insecure place with the King of Pentacles over here. Somebody was happy, but that could be arrogance back here. So no more dealing with that energy anymore. So that's really good. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. All right, Aries. I have to pull a few oracle cards for you, like I did for everybody else. So Romance Angels. And then I think I used my mixed Lenormand Kipper decks. I have 2 decks together. I'll pull one from that for you. Okay, so from Romance Angels. Like I said, you have a lot of Leo. Because you have 2 Leo cards right here, which could be a lot of kids, but you're coming up as a leader Leo. So if you're obviously Aries, or you could be a Leo watching with Aries in your chart, but maybe you have a lot of Leo in your chart as well. I was just getting Little Red Riding Hood. Right? Your cloak is red like Aries, but your crown and your hair may be very Leo. cat-like. All right, this is for Aries, February. This could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. And free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. The bottom of the deck is worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life. So there's definitely some love coming up with this leadership position here. And then from the other deck, all right, this is for Aries, February 2023. What is their takeaway? The mature man. So there's a lot of maturing going on here. A worldly man, there's Taurus energies here. This could be you, this could be someone you're dealing with, a father, a boss, a brother, anyone. A new love partner perhaps here. Perhaps with who now has newfound freedom. Maybe big changes coming up for them as well, if this is not you. And expansion. And then we have the main male here too. Wow. And the house. Okay. So if you're feminine, you could have this masculine energy there for you, which could be both a new partner or two new partners, or this could be a new partner and their father or your father. But if you're masculine, this could be you and your partner or you and a father. And the home here, it's very solid. And the King of Cups is here as well. So the Emperor, the King of Cups, which could be these two people here. We also have Taurus and Gemini. That could be Virgo as well. And then Aries. So Taurus, Gemini, and Aries under Virgo there. It looks like very strong masculine energies here for you. And the 35 of the Wounded Warrior who may be leaving that situation, which could be Sagittarius too. The underlying energy is great fortune. The 26 of the Page of Wands, new inspiration perhaps, or perhaps a child. Somebody could be pregnant with the Empress right here. Okay. So there you go. Maybe if you've been a female who's always worked, you meet someone who's actually wants to take over the role of doing all the work and wanting you to be home, and for the first time in your life you can stay home and have a baby, and that would be, and for you that's like amazing. So whatever your situation is, it looks really good going forward, Aries. So I hope you appreciate all your time. Enjoy yourself. Happy spring, as it's coming up very soon. And remember your water, your rest, your joy, your nature. Follow your own intuition. Rise and be loved. Love and rise. Don't forget to breathe, ground. See you guys soon.